wanted to get a purple flower. I need a pin. Isn't it crazy that I have a flower and it looks like it's going down two paths? It's really symbolic right now to how I feel. I know what you're thinking. Girl, you couldn't even last 2 days. I turned off the comments because I really didn't need to hear that. I'll be completely honest with you. I didn't need to hear that. I haven't spoke about employment in the House of Realness for mad long. Since when I was staying in that hotel and the last time I was working, right? I haven't spoken about it. There's a reason why I haven't spoken about it. There's a lot of reasons why I haven't spoken about it. But something that I've been dealing with on my own, and I haven't open up to anyone about it. I've just been dealing with it on my own. I've been on a couple of interviews since I've been here in Cali. I've been on a couple of interviews. I've been to several. I didn't tell anybody because I didn't want that pressure. You know, when people, they tell you like, oh my God, okay, yes, you got this job. And then they, you know, ask you like, how did it go? Did you, you know, and then when you don't hear a call back, it's like you've disappointed. You not only feel disappointed, but then now you've brought somebody else into it. And that's how I was feeling. And I just didn't want that feeling no more. I didn't want that pressure. I just wanted to be able to come and say, hey guys, guess what? I'm working, I have a second job, this, that, and a third. I wanted it to be that way. So I have not been talking to you guys about it. Now, I've been trying to get employment in places that I've never worked before, you know. When I was building the camper, I was going to Lowe's the whole time. So I was like, you know what? I would love to work in a hardware store to really learn about like different things and how to build things yourself. I would love to work in the hardware store. I would love to challenge myself and be the one who cuts the wood and works the saw. I would love to do that. So I've been applying to Home Depot, Lowe's. I've been on interviews in both. I haven't gotten a call back for both. I've called back several times and it's always like we're still going through the interview process and we're weighing out our options. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And I've applied a lot of places. And when I was being open about it and talking about it while I was going through it, a lot of people throw their suggestions and be like, did you try this? Did you try that? And I'm like, yes, I did. But I didn't want to come across as snappy because what I've been dealing with is that I haven't gotten a call back from any of these jobs. And there's a job that I know that if they're hiring, I can get in there right away. And it's a job that I've worked before. It's a serving job. And I've documented a bit of my struggles with this particular company and what I've been through and I've experienced. So I've been keeping that particular company as a last resort. Like, honestly, just as a last resort. I'm like, I'd rather freaking get pep coins. I'd rather collect bottles. I don't want to go back to this place because it just brings me back to that time. Like, honestly, I feel like sometimes I have PTSD of the place. But it's just because I've experienced so much discrimination while working in these facilities that went unjustified. They nothing ever became of them. Nothing ever became of what happened. And I was the one who had to deal with this like witch hunt of my gender. And I know that you guys look at me and you think that, but you're so beautiful. I wouldn't have been able to tell. I need you to understand that conversation, that's a conversation that I don't, unless like, okay, how do I break it down to you? It doesn't matter how passable you are. The concept of being passable means that you are conforming to a societal expectation of what it means like to look, carry yourself, and be a woman. And last time I checked, the definition of a woman isn't some one size fit all, but the imagery, the expectation of what you're expected to look like is very apparent in our culture, in fashion, in magazines, in TV. It's just now we're making and breaking a revolution and breaking the expectations of what it means to be and act and just exist as a female. So y'all look at me and y'all assume that I have this passable privilege. But I'm here to tell you that it doesn't matter how pretty or how passable you are. I've experienced these things countless times again, because anything that makes you stand out draws attention to people. And when people pay attention, they're trying to find something. And I've experienced the witch hunt of my gender multiple times in this company. So with that being said, I've realized that I've been keeping this in the back burner because I'm like, I want to challenge myself. I don't want to have to go back to that place. I don't want to have to go back to that place. I want to challenge myself. I could be a makeup artist. I could work at Sephora. I could even work at Macy's. I could work at Nordstrom Rack. I love fashion. I could work at, because, I could work in the free people area and learn about all the things that are coming in, because, when you work stocking the floor, you got to see what's coming in. You're the first one to see the new fashions and stuff like that. So I was thinking about that. I was thinking about trying to work in a high-end designer store in Bergdorf and Goodman, Neiman Marcus. Like, I've been applying to a lot of malls, a lot of shopping centers. I've been to a lot of interviews and I haven't gotten in. I wanted to challenge myself to break out of that. Torrid, all these places I'm putting out there because I'm just like, I just want to do something different. I don't want to have to go back to this place. But I can't go on like this. Like, I just can't go on like this. At some point, some serious money has to start coming in. I've been countlessly on the phone with the IRS, and basically I've been talking to everybody about this like stimulus check. I'm like, yo, I filled out the taxes. Why don't I have my $600? Why don't I have my $1,400? That there's people that are traveling and doing a whole bunch of things and wasting their money on whatever they want to waste it on, because, and it's not even wasting it. It's their money. But it's like, come on, why don't I have my money? This money could really help me right now. It could really, really help me. Like, really help me. And I got a call every day, and then they telling me, oh, you got to call this. And then they give me a different number. I call this number. They're like, no, you got to call this number. And I'm like, yo, stop playing around with me. Like, give me my money. Like, don't make it hard for me. But that hasn't come. And until it comes, I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to have to like freaking deal with trying to figure it out and maneuver this new world. And I still haven't gained employment, and it's just frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating. And that's why I don't talk about it, because I'm just like, I don't know what to say at this point. I'm just like, I don't know. And then it starts to mess with just like my like mental. I just be thinking like, okay, maybe it was my eyeliner. They mentioned something about my eyeliner. Maybe it's because I was tall. Maybe I need to wear flatter shoes, because this time they said something about my height. And then this time they said something about this. And I analyze. When I go to an interview, I analyze the interviewer. I see the way they look at me. I try to pay attention because I need to know, because oftentimes when you don't get that call back, you're just like, I wish they would call me back and just tell me why they didn't call me back. Like, let me know what I got to do. Let me know what I got to change. Like, if it because I came on too strong, or it's because of my accent, or it's because of something, like, just let me know so I could just fix it. And it's fucking frustrating, because you're just like, why do I have to change who I am? Or like, why is there something that I need to fix? And I don't know. I just don't know. You feel overwhelmed, and you feel stressed, and you feel like a failure, because you're just like, I don't know why it's not happening. And I just want my life to change. I don't want to go through this no more. I don't want to struggle no more. Like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm ready for my joy in the inside to radiate in the outside, and I'm ready for everything to just change. It's frustrating. And I just wish I knew how to just like, I don't know. And then it's like, what do I need to do? I need to go and beg on my knees. Like, tell them like, look, I'm not getting out of this seat, until you give me a job. So you might as well just figure it out. What, so they could call security on me? Like, I don't know. You would think, oh, certified. She's serve safe. She got freaking CPR training. She's worked as a CNA. Like, all these qualifications. But no, it doesn't happen, you know? Or it hasn't happened. Let me not be negative. I'm not going to be negative. I think what's triggering all of this is just that, like, I haven't talked about it. And on top of that, I have an interview to go back to this particular company that I just, como like, it's bringing all this up. And I'm just like, I don't want to, but I know I have to because I need money. I need money. Like, that's just how it is. I cannot be scraping off on $10 here and there, and then my tags are coming up soon, and then my parking ticket, and this and that. And every moment, the cops could pull me over and be like, oh, you got a warrant for your arrest because you have an outstanding parking ticket. And I'm like, I don't even know. And I don't even know how many parking tickets I've accumulated during COVID when the freaking border things weren't working and they were just taking pictures. I don't know. And because I've moved around my P.O. box so many times, I just don't know if those tickets got lost in the mail. I don't know. But I'm just like, every time I pull off, it's just like a Russian roulette. And I'm like, I can't afford for them to take my car. I can't afford to get arrested. I can't afford to get arrested. I don't know what that looks like here. Imagine me getting arrested. Like, you know how awkward it is, how embarrassing it is when you have to, like, you know what I'm saying? Or they pat you down, you know, and then te tocan ahí, and then they, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, you know? I'm just trying to risk it. I'm not. So I've kept this place in the back of my head as a last resort because I'm just like, I don't want to go through this no more. And I've been scoping out the place, and I've been looking at people that work there already. I already know I'm going to be the tallest girl there. I don't want anything that really makes me stand out. So then I'm like thinking, okay, don't go with no makeup. But if I go with no makeup, and what if I have like a little pelito? So now I'm like, I got to pluck like crazy, and I'm plucking, and I'm making sure all the hairs are gone, and I'm making sure that my face looks as feminine as possible. And I'm thinking about what my hair is going to look like. Cause I'm just like, I don't know how to explain to you the feeling of just feeling like your existence, like almost like you're an imposter. Like you it's like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it as a trans woman. What I've had to deal with is just feeling like I have to be this image of perfection and femininity in order to have some sort of normality, but I can't do too much because if I stand out too much, I'm already tall, I'm already this, I don't have children, and people are curious. You know, when you work with people, after a while, they're curious. They want to ask questions. They're like, you're 31, you don't have kids? Can you have kids? And I'm like, really, are you asking me this? And then when you tell your manager, hey, so-and-so asked me if I could have kids, and to be honest with you, I don't think that that's a question that I don't feel comfortable answering, and I don't think it's appropriate, and I don't think that it's beneficial to the job site or to the productivity of our work. I came here to work, and I don't mind being cordial, but I think that these type of questions should be left out of the business place. And then I'm deemed the bitch. I'm deemed, oh, she's sensitive. Be careful. Don't talk to her, you know, because she already came and complained. Like, and it's like, oh, really? That's how we handle business? Like, as a manager, when you say something or when somebody comes to you with a complaint, you got to go and tell everybody, like, look, y'all knew the rules. Like, do we got to do a sensitivity training? Do we got to talk about the do's and don'ts? Do we got to watch videos? Because this is unacceptable. You need to go in there and say, this is unacceptable. This is why it's unacceptable. And this is just not okay. Period. But no, it doesn't happen like that. So now you're a 31-year-old woman, no kids, and you've never been married. And they're like, oh, she's never been married. Then she's tall. She ain't got no hips and this and that. And then now sooner or later, then it's like, are you even a woman? So now you've been in a place for months, and a deduction of them just assuming and asking questions, and now you're deemed a bitch because you keep going to the manager and saying, hey, I think these questions are a little invasive. I don't like them. Make them stop. You're the manager, and nothing's done about it. It's like, why are you so sensitive? Oh, wow. So they victim shame. I don't know. I don't know. But nevertheless, I've held this place as a last resort, and I have an interview with them today, and I know I got the job. I don't know if I got the job. I really don't. I can't just say that. Pretty sure with all my years of experience, why wouldn't I get it? But every time I think about it, I think about the uniform. I think about the color. I think about, you know what they did to me one time? Let me tell you something. I was working in this company. I was the girl that was the tallest and I had the biggest chest, right? So that already made me stood out. The manager literally had no female shirts because the shirts were gendered. There was the male shirt and then there was the female shirt, and they distinctively looked different because the male shirt had this big pocket and the breastplate. I was the new girl, and the manager had no female shirts that fit me. The female shirts were shorter, they were cut more tapered, and they allotted more room in the chest area than the men's shirts. The manager said, I don't have a female shirt that fits you because I never had somebody, working here that's bigger. So I've never had to order, and they don't let you just order one shirt. You have to do a big order. So I'm going to have to wait off and order your shirt when they release the new style of uniform. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a men's shirt. I was already triggered by that. Seeing the male tag on it, forget about it. I was just like, oh my God, are you kidding me right now? And then putting on the shirt, the gaping, it would gape. And then this big pocket on the chest, so it made my breast stand out even more. So if I didn't wear a bra, or if I wore just a sports bra, it was like, girl, you don't wear push-ups, and it just drew attention to my breast, and it made me feel so self-conscious about it. And everybody was always like, girl, you're busting out that shirt, like da 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 da. And I'm just like, oh my God, why? And it just singled me out. It singled me out, and it just like, it's terrible. I don't know. So then I'm like, okay, if I start working there, are they going to have a female shirt that fits me? Because I've seen the other girls and they don't look like me. They're not as big as me. They don't have as big as chest as me. So if I go in and he offers me a job, are they going to have a shirt that fits me? Or am I going to have to wear one of the male cook shirts? They haven't changed the uniform since I last worked there. But I can't think about it. I can't think about these negative things. And I'm sorry if I broke the rule and I came live to just vent and get this off of my chest. I'm sorry, but I've been holding it in, and I just want to say it. I just want to say it. I want to say it because I feel like this is a part of my trans experience. And I just want people to realize that when it says equal employment, it's not always equal. Okay? There's a lot of injustices that go undocumented and unreported simply because the higher ups, they're doing it too. I've experienced this. I have been victimized of this. And I wish I had more of a platform to talk about really like job sensitivity and more job training on how to just be decent all around, to bring awareness to what still goes on. And, it goes unnoticed. But that's it. I need a job, and until something else calls, I'm going to continue to apply to different places. And until something else calls, I'm not in a position that I can turn down a job. So if I got to go back, then I just got to go back, and I got to deal with that. And it's going to be hard for me. I'm going to be completely transparent with you. And some people may understand. Some people may not understand. But these companies, these food chains, They try to make their restaurants all look the same. That's why it's been easy for me, no matter what state I've been at, to pick up that job, because the systems are the same. The menus always are the same. They always have the same rollouts around the same time. And if you've worked there for long enough years, you know what's coming. You know, Christmas, the Cinnabon pancake, but I just don't want to stay there for long. I'm going to still apply to different places. I'm not in the position that if they offered me a job today, I can turn it down. I'm not in that position. So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I won't be letting you guys know, because I already said I was going to go away for 3 months, and here I am. But I couldn't step away without at least sharing my truth and getting this off my chest and saying what I needed to say, and hopefully brings awareness in some way. So sometimes you gotta do what you don't want to do. It's like I already know the bathroom stalls. I already know the bathroom stalls because there was so many times I cried in those bathroom stalls. The dividers are that black sheet, and they have speckles of white on them. I would sit in that bathroom and I would just stare up at that freaking divider. And I would tell myself, pull yourself together. You just got 3 more hours. Got 3 more hours. Just keep your head down. Don't engage. Don't say nothing. I would come to work. And this is when it got really, really bad at this place. I would come to work, and there was a floor chart where you knew your section, right? So every morning I would have to fight for my section, because they would try to give it to somebody else, and that person would not be able to handle that section, and then I would have to then pick up in their section. And if you've worked as a server, picking up somebody's table in their section, forget about it. Oh my God, they're going to get so mad, because they're going to feel like, oh, you taking a table out of my section. It's like, but you can't handle it. And then on top of that, when the table's done, they're going to make sure you fill up the syrups, the sugars, the everything that needs to be filled up. They're going to wipe, they're going to make you sweep. They're going to give you a hard time. So picking up a table in somebody else's section is like the last thing you want to do. So I will always fight for my section, because I'm like, come on, y'all already know I'm going to have to take tables, because I get a lot of parties. I'm the party girl. Every time a party comes, nobody wants to take it. Y'all give it to me. So just give me the section so I don't have to do that no more. I don't have to fight with none of y'all, because y'all want me to release y'all tables a certain way, and we're in a rush, and I don't got, no. So just give me my section. So I would go every morning, and this was when it was like really, really bad. And this is another reason why I never spoke about this, but this is a reason why when I order my Starbucks drink, I know that a lot of you guys see that I put Brooklyn. The reason why I put Brooklyn is because at this point, at this job, it got so bad that they started to change my name. My name is Michelle, and they started to get creative with how they can blend the gender and push it. So they would try to switch the name as something funny, right? And it would upset me. It would upset me. So I finally went to my manager and I said, you know what? I don't want you calling me Michelle. I don't want none of y'all calling me Michelle. They have been messing with my name. And they're like, oh, it's just a nickname. Everybody got a nickname. Like, you think we write down her whole name on the floor chart? And I'm like, okay, but her nickname doesn't bother her. And I didn't ask for this nickname. So now, don't call me none of that. Call me Brooklyn. That's it. Call me Brooklyn. I've had, well, all my pictures got deleted, but I had pictures of my name tag that said Brooklyn, because I had to fight for that. I had to fight for the respect. So now I don't even like using Michelle, because I don't want them to misspell it in any way, because that was another thing they would do that would be so petty. They will misspell it. They'll be like Michaele. And I'm like, So I don't like the name. I don't, that just brings up things with me, and then I just start, ugh. So no. So if y'all ever wonder why I always use Brooklyn, it's because of that. It's because that just stuck with me. That stuck with me. Oh my God, it was a freaking everyday struggle. And I'm just like, yo, at this point, the manager like is just really not doing nothing. And it's a joke to everybody. I'm a joke to everybody. I got to come to work and fight for my respect and then get like, it's just ridiculous. It was so ridiculous at this place. Like every time I worked for them, every time, maybe it was like living in the South or whatever, but oh my God. But I can't go in there with that energy. And I can't turn down a job. So I got to put an H on my chest. I got to handle it. I got to boss up. I got to put my big girl panties on. And I got to echar pa'lante. Echar pa'lante. You know, fit in until you can get in. And try to get into a different situation. I'm not going to stop applying. I'm not going to stop applying. I'm going to continue going on, looking for a different job. If they offer me a job, because, hey, I can go in there and they could be like, we don't really need anybody. And I could be like, all right, thank you. But I'm really good. Well, can't say I'm really good at selling myself because I go to other job interviews. You know what? Don't be negative. Don't be negative. Don't be negative. Don't be negative. Stop that. Stop that. Because then I start being like, well, if you were good at selling yourself, then why don't you get, you know, that's just a bad way of thinking. That's a bad way of thinking. And I know that I'm thinking that because right now I'm triggered because I have to go back to a place that I didn't want to go back to. Not that I have to. It's just that like nothing else has called. I'm going to continue applying, but I need money. I need money. Because money is what's going to get me out of this situation. It's going to get me into a better situation. It's going to elevate me because money, unfortunately, is what's needed to make the world go round. Because that's the world that we've created. And I am riding the fine line of the blade from truck to skid row. And I cannot have that be an option. I can't have that be an option. I need to like get onto the other side of like abundance. And you know, I need to be able to buy things and not worry about it because I have the money for it. I need to be able to support myself normally. I think that we all have the right to just, but you know, I don't know if you guys can see the overwhelmedness. I am overwhelmed, very overwhelmed, but my interview is later on this evening. So I have enough time to calm down, refocus, recenter, meditate, journal, freaking sage, some Palo Santos, some agua florida, echame un baño, like align my chakras, I don't have a protective crystal. Child, I'm trying to think of everything. I'm like, that's why I'm like, I want a black tourmaline bracelet. I want a jade bangle. I want crystals. I need all the type of positivity and protection I can get. That's what I need. I need protection from up above. I need protection everywhere. I need protection. I need guidance. I need the path to be easy and illuminated. I need doors to open. I need a change, period. I need a change, period. And I know you're snapping the nails. It's because I'm trying to hype myself up because I was feeling that hysteria building in my chest, that thing where I wanted to cry and it was going to be like the, and I'm not trying to do that. Not trying to do that. Yes, crying is good, but no, not when you got to get into the war game. Like you got to get into the war zone. You got to put on your war paint and you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Sometimes I'll be wanting to be petty, and I'll be wanting to go to these jobs that I've applied to and I've met the manager, because let me tell you something. I am very personable. So when I apply to a job, as soon as I put in the application, I drive up to that place. I say, hi, can I please speak to the hiring manager? Well, which one? Well, preferably both if they have availability, but if they don't, whichever one. Boom. Hiring manager comes. Hi, I know you don't know me, but I wanted my name to stick out of the crowd. I put in an application to work here, and I just wanted to tell you that I appreciate your consideration, and I look forward to seeing you soon. You got to go in there confident. You got to go in there like you already got the job. You know what I'm saying? Shake their hand, look them in the eye so they know that you are a real person, and then walk out that bitch. And let me tell you something. Oftentimes than not, when you have that approach about going for a job, you get an interview right there on the spot. You get an interview right there on the spot. They always will be like this. Okay, thank you. When do you have availability to come in for an interview? So, you start strong. You start strong. Then you got to be like this. I'm bilingual, CPR certified. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm hardworking. Like, I have this many years of experience in customer service. Like, I'm organized. Like, you sell yourself. You sell yourself. I would hire me. I would totally hire me. I would be like, she's going to bring such an interesting energy to the job. She's going to bring such an interesting energy. I think the job of a good manager is to really, really not just be in the office. Don't be in the office. I know you got office work to do as a manager, and I get that. I'm not going to tell you how to do your job. But I think the job of a good manager is to really, really study their employees, see their strengths, see where they will shine the most, and then highlight the good parts of them rather than trying to beat them down and, make them be a one-size-fit-all. But whatever. I'm not a manager. I've turned down that position before. It just didn't make sense because I wasn't trying to stay stuck in that company anyway. But, que sera, what will be, will be. Thank you. Even though you guys can't comment, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for allowing me to have this platform to speak and to say what I need to say and to add at least the conversation to this communal space, to share my experiences and to give you guys a POV experience of how I'm living life and overcoming these challenges that are before me. And it's interesting because I'm just like, yo, I am really a brave girl. I'm really putting myself out there. I'm really just going full force, full throttle, and I'm documenting the whole thing. And I'm going to look back at this and be like, wow, girl, you have come a long way. So I'm going to do a little moment right now in this video because I am going to watch this video back later on in life, and I want to give you a message, future Michelle. Hey, future Michelle. You probably got like mad wigs in your closet already. You probably rocking inches. You probably got your Louis bag already. You probably got multiple Louis bags. You probably modeled for Louis already. Like, hey, girl. So I can't wait to be you. But until then, I just want you to know that you got this. You got this. And if at any moment in your life you doubt yourself, remember where you've come from. You are not the same girl that you were 10 years, 15 years ago. I don't know if I can go back 20 years ago. Yeah, I could go back 20 years ago. I'm 31, right? 20 years ago. What would that have made me if I go back 20? I'm not doing the math. But you get the point, girl. You get the point. Like, you just evolve and you get better and better and better. So never doubt yourself. No dream is too big. You got this. You're a fighter. And period. You're just a boss ass bitch. So, little note to self, little note to self. Fireman John. I, believe me or not, I applied to the movie theaters. I love going to the movies. And I would love to see a free movie. They don't pay a lot of money. They pay like $12, I think it is, they pay here. And I was like, isn't minimum wage $15? But you know that in California, not all places pay $15. I was like, because I'm like, if I'm gonna work $15 to work at Ross, then why don't I get $15 to work at the movie theaters and then I get to see free movies, right? Right? But no, they don't pay $15. I was like, oh, okay. I still applied though, but I think, you know what I don't like about the movie theater? I think they kind of like, they're ageist. Because if you notice, only younger kids work at the movie theater, and I get it. But there's always that older person that they allow to sweep the lobby. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. If you've gone to the movie theaters, you know what I'm saying. So I think maybe they probably saw my age and was like, I don't know. I can't speculate, and I'm not going to sit here and say that that's what happened. But yeah, but they don't pay $15. I was like, what? Really? But don't worry. I'm not going to worry about money no more. Just going to do what I got to do. Do what I got to do. And I'm going to continue applying. So, yeah. I broke my rule. I came on live. I cried. I cheered myself up. And I am going to put on my big girl pantaletas. And I'm going to kill it. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to kill it. The money's going to be coming in. The money's going to be coming in. People are going to be hitting me with the 20, with the 25. They're going to be like, honestly, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. We're going to sit here and manifest this. Boom. I'm going to gain a regular, right? Boom, boom, boom. This is how it's going to happen. I'm going to gain a regular, right? I'm not going to know who this regular is. She's probably, or he, or there's going to be two of them. There's going to be three of them sometimes. There's going to be two guys and a girl. They're always going to be in my section. They're always going to be talking. I always make sure their coffee pot is refreshed. Always warm smiles. And one day they're going to ask me a question. They're going to be like, so what is your dream? And I'll be like, where do I begin? And I'm going to start telling them, and they're going to be like, how did you get here to California? Because I know you don't have a California accent. Then I'm going to just share my story, and they're going to be like, well, what if we offered you like a life-changing opportunity? And I'm going to be like, is this some sort of pyramid scheme like Amway? Because I'm not buying into no scheme. And they're going to be like, they're going to laugh. And they're going to be like, no. And I'm like, is this Scientology? And they're going to be like, no. We're actually producers. And we are creating a show called Make a Dream Come True or something like that. I don't know. And we would like to make your dream come true. And I'm going to be like, oh my God. Then my life's going to change. Boom. This is Hollywood. It could happen, all right? It could happen. Hear me out. There's producers everywhere, and you don't know what they look like, right? You don't know. You never know who's who. So opportunity is everywhere. It's everywhere, and it's all in who you meet. I just gotta meet the right person at the right time, and the stars need to be aligned, and they're gonna be like, you got it, girl. Come over here. And I'm gonna be like this. What? They're gonna be like, there's something about you. You feel like you need to be on TV, right? And I'm like, how did you know? I really do feel like I need to be on TV. And they're gonna be like, you know what? I see your face on TV. Here, show up at this place, you got an audition. And I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I just got recruited. And then I'm gonna like call somebody and I'm gonna be like, so I'm going to this audition. This stranger just came up to me in the street. And I know what you're thinking, like maybe I shouldn't go there because what if it's like a scam? And what if they put you into human sex trafficking? And like, what if you kidnap, but I'm gonna be like, I don't know, it's something about this. It was just different. I'm gonna go, right? But track my location because like I don't wanna like disappear. And I'm gonna go, and then boom, it's gonna be actually an audition for a reality TV show. And I'm gonna be one of the contestants at like this dating show. And boom, now I'm on TV and I'm dating. And I'm like in a house with a whole bunch of other people. And I'm like doing my own thing. And I'm in the confessional and I'm gonna be like this. First of all, John think that he is so cute, but he ain't. He ain't. He don't. Please. The other day, he was just trying to be nudging up all up on me. But the day before that, he was with Rosalia. He was with Rosalia. What? You think you're going to play both of us? Nah. You better commit. Like, I ain't trying to do no back hopping. Like, no. If I liked girls, I would have went up to Rosalia and I would have kissed her. But you're not going to be kissing up on her and then trying to come up to me. Like, no, you need to make a decision. There needs to be a line drawn in the sand. I could totally be on a reality TV show, dating show. Totally. So yeah, it could happen. How do you apply to be on a dating show? I could see me in The Bachelor. Wait. The Bachelor, right? The Bachelor is the one where the guy finds the girls, right? I think. And The Bachelorette is when the girl's trying to find the guys. I could totally see myself on The Bachelor. Yeah, why not? Why not? Or, wow, hear this out. What if they get a guy who's polyamorous? Hear me out. If you don't know what polyamorous is when you don't really see gender, like none of that. Like you just like who you like. So a polyamorous man, and there's a whole diverse cast of people. Boys, girls, trans females, trans males, gender non-binary, gender non-conforming, like everybody, all shapes and sizes, all colors, all mixed in one man. Wait, hold on. I guess they all will have to be, I guess, okay, how would that work out? Because I guess they will all have to like men. We would all have to like men in some way. Doesn't matter the sexuality. I don't know. I don't know how we'll figure it out. But imagine. That's totally a show. You know what? How do you create a show? How do you create a show? You see, these are things that I need to be looking into. Because I would watch that show. That's interesting. That's not like the boring same old. That's an interesting show. Okay. Okay. Show concept ideas all inclusive dating show. Live all in one house. Drama. Okay. Now, I see that I'm losing people following me, so I'm going to get off this live. If you guys stood with me this long and the audio is still here, because I could have been frozen this whole entire time, and that's why you guys are like getting off the live. I don't know. But thank you for hearing me out. I hope that I didn't come across as whiny and being a baby. I was just voicing my opinion and how I feel. And I hope that you guys can understand my perspective. And like I said, I don't have the manual on how to live life. I don't have the manual on how to go and deal with certain things. I only know what works for me. And what works for me it has really been coming here and just speaking to you guys, releasing it, cheering myself up, and feeling like I have a system with love and support behind me